Recreating my wedding makeup 3 years later, this is what I would do. My 3-year wedding anniversary just passed and I did my own makeup on my wedding day, so I figured I would recreate it for you guys in case you want to do your own makeup for your wedding day. I am totally going to stand by my trusted base routine, so I'm using the Milk Gripping Primer, the Hard Candy Luminizer, and then I'm going to use the Sigma Under Eye Corrector. If I had this in my shade, I would be using the About Face foundation, the Perfector foundation, because this is my longest lasting, like most beautiful favorite foundation probably in my whole collection, but I only have it in this very tan summer shade for me. So I'm going to go with my second favorite, which is the Hydrating CC Cream from e.l.f. I'm going to contour and bronze my face with some of the Rare Beauty liquid contour. This is kind of an in-between bronzer and contour. This is a nice kind of in-between bronzer and contour shade. It's going to give you some color, but it's also going to add that little bit of cool tone definition that you do want. You definitely want this if you're going to be professionally photographed. You want to have some shape to your face. Otherwise, you're going to fall very flat. Now for blush, for my personal wedding day was that I just wanted my makeup to be flattering to me, to be looking like my best self, like the hottest version of myself, basically. So I am, instead of going in with like a bright red blush like I might have used yesterday, I'm going to go in with like a very, very flattering, somewhat subtle shade of blush for me. Again, it's going to be enough that it photographs well, but it's not going to be anything crazy. I really wanted my wedding photos to be timeless, so that's another thing to consider. And it is also completely up to you. Maybe you want to look back at your wedding photos and you want to see exactly who you were at that time, and whatever trend you were into is fine with you, and that's totally valid. But for me, I change my makeup techniques like every other day, so I kind of just went with what I felt was most flattering for me. My wedding day concealer, I wanted to go with something that I trust, and I did not want to do a brightening concealer. I personally feel like a concealer that's closer to your skin tone photographs better. So that is what I am going to do, and I'm going to use my all-time concealer, which is the Milani Conceal and Perfect. This has never let me down, so I am not going to try anything else on my wedding day. On my actual wedding day, I used the Natasha Denona Glam Face palette, but I just got this gorgeous thing in the mail, and it is screaming wedding to me, so I need to use this. This is the Sigma Spectrum eyeshadow palette, and it is coming out very soon, and I'm so freaking excited. It's actually coming out in time for Mother's Day, but if you have a wedding coming up, I feel like this is so good because you have like all the, like this full spectrum from white to black, all the nudes in between, and some shimmers to choose from. It's really good. Really pretty. Just bake under my eyes with the Morphe Translucent Setting Powder. I've never had any problems with this having flashback or anything like that, so I'm gonna trust it on this day as well. I'm just gonna take the most neutral browns in this eyeshadow palette and start building up the outer corner and the crease. I kept it very, very neutral on my wedding day just to keep it as flattering as possible, but again, do what you wanna do. If you are super into cool tones or warm tones, it might look better or worse on your personal skin tone. It's completely up to you, but I just feel like, again, going for a more classic enhancement of your natural features is always going to look good. I'm going to use Dune on the lid. I do really like this palette because I feel like it has a great selection of shimmers. This is a super well-rounded palette, I think. I think this would be great for a wedding. I feel like this would be great for even a working artist. And also Mother's Day is coming up, and everybody could use a palette like this. Something you absolutely cannot skip in your makeup routine, and this for me goes every single day, but especially on a special occasion, you need to define your lashes. This, if you're a winged eyeliner person, go for that. If that is what you like on your eye shape, do what makes you feel the most comfortable. You want your lash line to be defined. You want your lashes to look full. Even just a little bit of a shadow liner is going to up the glamour like that. Start off with Coriander, which is a really, really dark brown, not even the black. We're going to start with a very dark brown, and a flat brush and just kind of stamp along the lashes. I'm gonna take a mixture of macchiato and a little bit of camel, just some medium browns, and start blending that outer corner just up and out, just a little bit, just on the mobile lid. And look at the difference of just that extra step. It is so good. This is a makeup step that you cannot skip. Moving back to the face steps, we're gonna do some powder. I'm using my Cali Contour palette. Again, it's just a very trusted palette for me. So you want to use stuff that you know how it's going to perform. Your wedding day is not the day to try new stuff. I actually did not get to practice my wedding makeup because we kind of winged it for our wedding day. We got married on like a random Tuesday at my husband's hometown church and kind of called it a day, and we decided like the day before that we were gonna do it. A little bit of the champagne highlight. I still like to highlight on my wedding day. I also had like a crew neck wedding dress, but if your wedding dress shows your chest at all, put your foundation on your chest. Bronze up underneath the collarbones, put some shimmer on the whole chest or put it on your collarbones. Like, do not neglect your chest if it is showing. Again, you want everything to just look as glamorous as possible. Even for me, if I'm on a random Tuesday going out into the world and I have like a v-neck on or a tank top or something, I'm putting foundation on my chest. I'm putting shimmer on there. I'm putting some bronzer. You want this whole thing to be cohesive and look nice. So do not neglect your chest if your dress shows your chest. It's Milani Luminoso. It's just a classic. It's super flattering and it really goes with the cream blush that I used earlier. So that is what I'm using today. And this is nice and glowy. I would not shy away from the glow. To me, in my opinion, a glowy skin in photographs looks a lot better, or it just photographs better than a completely matte base. Take that into consideration. If you are more comfortable and more confident with a fully matte base, just do that. But if you usually have a little bit of glow, a little bit of highlight, go with that. Go with that. I feel like it photographs nicely, especially if you're going to have an outdoor wedding. It photographs really well. The only place that I don't like to be shiny is around my mouth. So I'm going to use my ColourPop Pretty Fresh face powder and powder around that area, and maybe just a little bit like between the brows. I'm just taking a mixture of the lightest and medium shades of eyeshadow that we use and dusting that on the lower lash line just to give me a little bit of definition down there. I honestly only have 2 regrets from my wedding day, and that was my lashes. So I'm about to show you lashes that I would use today. Unfortunately, these did not exist when I got married, but if I was getting married today, these are definitely what I would be using, and it's the pre-glued clusters from Kiss. These are so good, and they're so undetectable. It literally looks like you got fake lashes put on because you glue them. They're pre-glued and you literally just stick them on the bottom. They look so gorgeous. These are the only lashes that I will use anymore. I don't even touch a strip lash anymore, and I wish these existed when I was getting married because I was using a strip lash, and as much as I tried to blend it in certain pictures and angles, you can still definitely see that it's a strip lash. For me, for like an everyday look, when I use these, I only put 2 on my personal wedding day. I would put 3, and just look at that difference. And when you look down, like you might be looking down cutting your cake or something, no strip lash on the inner corner. It looks so good. Oh my gosh, I'm in love with these. I wish these existed back then. This is what I always forget to do, only when I'm filming. Throughout, typically, I do setting spray. So like after all the cream steps, I would do a Morphe setting spray. After all these powder steps, Morphe setting spray. This is what you want when you want that stuff to last, okay? Super Fix, Super Hold Misting Spray. This is ultra matte finish, but to me, this doesn't really change like the look. If I have dewy makeup on and I put this on top, it still looks dewy. It just stays, okay? This to me is what is similar to like the One Size setting spray. Like this is like, it feels like you're almost putting hairspray on your face. So be aware of that. If you wanted this to be like 12-hour doesn't move, this will also make your makeup like waterproof tear proof, anything proof. Now for the lips, I'm going to use the Buxom lip liner. This is in the shade Hush Hush. e.l.f. Seriously Satin. And then you can leave it matte if you want. I am just personally a gloss girl. I'm going to use the Dibs gloss in Effortless. This is the final look in Daylight with no filters. Let me know what you guys think.